to work for Goldman, and then Rafael used to be the CTO at CLSA, and Alessio used to work for Accenture. And our token ecosystem lead, Tim Lee, used to work for Deloitte, and Jessica used to work for Accenture, and Max is actually ex-Google. And Dylan, my colleague here, he used to work for Credit Suisse. So we have an all-star team on our bench. And our advisors is Mr. Andrew Feng, who's an ex-partner at KKR Capital, and also Mr. Ricky Ng, who has successfully just raised 30 million for his own ICO project, IHT token. So yeah, we've got a very, very strong team behind us. Now, for the key features for SNC, 5 key features. Number 1, there is an incubation platform to incubate blockchain startups, good quality startups. So these startups, they can apply and go through the whole process to receive funding. Secondly, there is something called the Supernode Management Council, where the community will vote for the supernodes. Think of them like investment managers, VCs, with experience in incubation, who is qualified to make those incubation decisions. And then thirdly, we have the community voting feature. This is where the community members, thousands of them, they can stake their tokens to vote for the supernodes who will represent them to make the vetting decisions. And then we also have this thing called the unicorn circle. Now think of the unicorn circle like a pool, those syndicate pools. So after the supernodes has given their stamp, this is a good project, then the community members, they can form syndicate pools to pool together resources to access those good quality projects at institutional discounts. And lastly, we have a services marketplace feature. Now within the community members, there may be people like PR managers, there may be community managers. They have skills and resources that can contribute to the success of the startup projects. So they can offer their services in the services marketplace, so-called like a part-time community manager, and in return they earn some tokens in the process. So what we really want to set up is a whole ecosystem dedicated to the venture capital or startup ecosystem. Think of us like the 500 startups for the decentralized world. So what are the pain points that we're trying to solve here? 3 pain points. First of all, for the fund managers, the VCs, their pain points is always, how can I get access to better quality deal flow? Now for the blockchain startups, their pain point is, where can I find more funding? Where can I find money for my project? And for the lay participants, meaning the average Joe on the street, that's you and me, their pain point is, how do I even get allocation for these great projects, let alone at institutional discounts? So those are the key pain points. So SNC aims to solve all that. For the fund managers, we are unlocking access to global deal flow. For the blockchain startups, we are unlocking access to incubation funding. And for the average investors, we are now unlocking access to great projects at institutional rates. So our key value proposition is, SNC is a venture capital for the 99%. Because previously, this whole VC game is only for the top 1%, the elite institutional investors, but not anymore. We're going to democratize this whole space and shake it up a little bit. So SNC is democratizing venture capital by unlocking access to funding, deal flow, and preferential pricing through our ecosystem. Simple key value proposition. So let's take a quick look at the market need and why we even came up with this project. So a few key trends that we're observing. Number 1, undeniably, is that there is rapid growth in the blockchain technology. That's why we're even having this expo right now, right? So I'm preaching to the converted already. Secondly, we are also seeing very strong momentum in the VC space. There's still a lot of interest in trying to find good projects to invest in. And thirdly, we're seeing that there is steady growth of token sales primary source of funding for blockchain projects. And why we even came up with this whole solution is because we saw a need in the market that hasn't yet been filled. There's a lot of solutions out there, but most of them are centralized solutions. None that are truly decentralized, and that's why we aim to be different. Our heart really is to see the mass adoption of blockchain, but if we all only focus on the protocol projects, yes, they may give more returns now, but in order to see the mass adoption of blockchain, you really need to get to the application layer. That's the layer that connects to the people. And so we want to do our part in helping to accelerate the mass adoption of blockchain. And that's why we came up with this funding and incubation platform called SNC. So the first thing we did was, we did a little competitor analysis. We identified who are our direct competitors, indirect, and also potential competitors. And we mapped their key features to our key target audience, the 3 key target audience. And what we found out is that most of them, they're able to solve pockets of the problem, but none can truly say that they're solving all of the pain points. And this is how we aim to be different. So we designed this whole membership and utility matrix. Basically, within the SNC ecosystem, the more tokens you hold, the more membership benefits it will unlock. So as just, if you just give us your email address to become a platform member, okay, you just get newsletters, that's no fun. You don't get to see who are the top ranking projects. So the more tokens you hold, you unlock more and more memberships until you become a supernode. Now, when you are a supernode, you also get a special period where you can go and cut deals with the projects and invest in them, get equity deals whatsoever, before everyone else. Priority access. So that's the benefit of becoming a supernode. So what value do the supernodes bring to the table? First of all, these supernodes, they bring with them incubation and domain expertise. In a normal fund that you have, one fund manager, they may know a particular sector very, very well, but it's almost impossible to be an expert in everything. So with our Supernode Management Council, you now can tap into crowd wisdom. There are 21 supernodes who make joint incubation decisions. Every one of them may have their own frameworks, models to assess projects. So that's the expertise that they bring to the table. Secondly, they represent the community in vetting these projects. They conduct the due diligence on behalf of the lay investors who may not have the experience to do that. And thirdly, they make incubation decision by casting votes. Like this project, good. So they cast their vote to receive incubation funding. So what then? What's in it for the supernode? Why do you want to become a supernode? So first of all, the supernode will get global quality deal flow at their doorstep. Think of it like when we are doing the GP work for the supernodes. And then secondly, they get priority direct access to the project founders. They almost have like a special window period where they can cut deals exclusively with the blockchain projects before other funds can even get all of these projects. And then thirdly, they get reputation, recognition, and monthly token reward. And we do that by using a 5% token volume inflation per annum. So this is the SNC ecosystem. On the left, you see the community. On the right, you see all the blockchain projects. Now the key is distributing the value across this whole ecosystem so that everybody benefits. So the blockchain projects will receive funding, the token holders can participate in the unicorn circle, so they get to invest in vetted, good quality projects, and then they can also earn some tokens through the services marketplace. So that's how value is distributed across the entire ecosystem. So we spend a lot of time thinking about and designing the token utility flow. Now, this is something that's really, really important because if you don't think about these things early on, once the token is listed, it becomes stale. There's not much excitement. So we spent a lot of time actually in designing this whole token ecosystem. First layer, number one, you see the community staking their tokens to vote for the project. So that's one flow. And then the supernodes would then cast votes to the SNC Foundation to vote for which are the good blockchain projects that should receive funding. So to become a supernode, by the way, you need to be the top 21 stakeholder within the ecosystem. And the minimum to qualify is 0.25% of shareholding. So that translates to about, it's not a lot, about 125K USD to qualify to become a supernode. So next, the SNC Foundation would then release funding in the form of tokens to the blockchain projects that have been invented. And then number four, the foundation would then reward the supernodes again in tokens. So that's token flow again. And the supernodes can choose to reward the community. Thank you so much for voting for me. So here's the reward for voting for me. So that's number 5. And then number 6 is where the community members get to form syndicate pools to invest in the vetted blockchain projects. And in return, they get the project tokens in return. And then number 8 and 9 is where the community members would offer their services like community management, marketing, PR, or even legal advisory services to the blockchain projects, and they can get paid in tokens in return. So this ensures that there's a lot of areas where the token can flow and change hands. So this is our technical architecture. We will be building our platform on the EOS blockchain, but we've built it in a very modular fashion. It's very easy for us to switch to other blockchains as well if in future there's a better technology that comes along. So our roadmap. By Q4 this year, we will complete our token sale and we will launch the prototypes. In fact, the prototype is almost ready. And by Q1 next year, we will be ready to accept applications for good quality blockchain projects. And by Q2, we will launch the beta version. And by Q3 next year, we're ready to launch the Unicorn Circle feature. So we formed some partnerships with SingFab, QuadChain, and our official media partner is Singularity Financial. So we have a booth just right next door. You can see the Supernode community booth. We would love to encourage you to come visit us, find out more. And tonight, we're hosting a happy hour at the center in Gangnam. So if you want a free ticket to the happy hour, free wine, beer tonight, please come over to our booth. I'll give you a ticket. So thank you very much, everyone.